Hi guys, welcome to Manhood Explained. My name is Camille. Today is 24th of May 2020. Welcome to video number 149. Today we're going to talk about contempt again, but from completely different perspective. So let me start all of this with this story. Maybe you'll find yourself in the same position, maybe right now, that will help you with understanding what's going on. Listen, maybe you came together, being a young guy, you didn't really know what's going on, but you really wanted to be with this girl. You knew that that's the person for you. That's the person that you want to be with, and you're this young and skinny guy. Nobody you have no clue what to do with this, but you know that this is the person, so just went for it. And then along the way, something happened that maybe your friend just took you for the to the gym, and you started to work out. You started to do something with yourself. You become much smarter because of what you've experienced, because life goes on. You're getting older. It would be good to become even more mature along the way. And then you get to the point then that whatever happens in your relationship brought you to the moment that you start to in whatever argument, whatever situation, you start to win. You start to see that what you're doing in your life puts you in a position that you start to see that your girl is weaker, that your girl is not being able to be as good as you in so many things, that you kind of become even better and better along during that time. And then you started, because you, whether you like it or not, you kind of compete with each other. You started to despise her because on and on you started to see that you're better than she is, and she still tries to kind of compete with you, but she has completely no bargain chip in this whole game. And you started to despise her. You start to kind of feel this contempt, as like, you're so weak. It's like, again, I have to help you to do something, and it's like you're coming to me over and over again because I can see that you're just not able to handle this. And that's the moment that some of you might be right now. And that's the moment that's the situation that I want to talk about today. How to understand, what does it mean that I started to kind of have this negative feelings towards her, because I see that she's not as good as I am. And I don't want to despise her. I don't want this whole thing, but it just happened. What does it even mean? And that was kind of my story, because I went through that exactly, and when I kind of woke up being in this kind of situation, I just thought there has to be an explanation. And what was interesting is that I found myself to become physically, mentally, and emotionally stronger than she is, to some respect, because it's not so simple. But I saw that she started to come and ask me for help with stuff that she didn't really needed my help with, but she kind of decided to go for it because she knew that I'll be able to handle it. And I heard it many times. Many of you are complaining that I don't want to be this guy who basically is there and just all day long you're just doing things for her. But look at this from a different perspective. First of all, we as guys, we are physically stronger. Statistically, we are physically stronger. That's a fact. And then because we are our kind of ability to feel and express emotions is so low in comparison to theirs, to them. It's basically put us in position that from an emotional standpoint will be much more stable-ish. Because if you don't feel so much emotions, you're not gonna fall for this emotional roller coaster that our ladies go through. So then, whether you like it or not, it's just some kind of superpower. It's some kind of being overpowered in comparison to them. So if you feel this contempt because you see that you're able to win every argument, because you know that you're capable of because you're being stronger. Maybe arguments is a bad thing, a bad example, because it's not so simple. But if you see that you're stronger, and she starts to kind of act like you are stronger, and that's why she's coming to you, and it annoys you. You've got to understand one simple thing: you became a person because of your practicing, because of whatever you do in your life, that she sees that you're stronger. And the first thing that you have to do is accept it, because it changes the whole perspective. The moment you understand that it's the fact in this particular cases or things in your relationship, you have to be able to agree and accept the fact that you are stronger, that you are emotionally much more stable, that you don't care so much, so you basically, so many things are able to just bounce off you, the things that she's gonna struggle with. And so there are normal things that will happen. You will see that it will happen if you become mature of a guy that you maybe you were, or you were like even a week ago. You know what I'm saying? So first of all, accept the fact. But second, I want you to understand that if you're competing with each other, the first reaction would have to be you feeling superior. It may sound strange, it may sound not really politically correct, but I want you to understand that what do you expect to feel when you get to the point that you see that over and over again you're better at something than she is, and you're still competing. So I want you to see that this feeling that you have, that you can kind of feel like this is like contempt or something like this, it just a proof that you get to that point. And now, what I want you to understand is that if that will happen, you will see it and you'll have to accept it. She will see it and she'll have to accept it. And the fascinating thing is that if you agree to do this, if you just allow yourself to feel this way and kind of accept the fact, then the whole kind of dynamic in your relationship will completely change. And that's even more fascinating, because if you understand that in some particular kind of avenues of your relationship, you'll be stronger and better and much more man or manly than she is, then you start to feel like yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. That is exactly what I wanted to feel. That I have this abilities or capabilities of being or doing something that I could help her with. And interestingly enough, she will accept it and enjoy that, because this is exactly what she wanted as well. Because yesterday I had a conversation with one of our friends, lady, and she and I, we spent a few hours talking about these different things, but one of those were the relationships and manhood and so on. And I asked her, straight, what is the one thing that you really expect or want from the guy? And she said, for him to protect me. And this is exactly what happens. If you're stronger, if you're much emotionally more stable, and so many things, are not getting to you that she's struggling with, this is exactly what you give to her. So that's why what you can expect from your girl to happen is that she's gonna be much more, she's gonna, like, because she feels protected, now she's gonna be able to open up, she be much more vulnerable because she feels protected. Now she's gonna be, playing much more, this little girl that, she's gonna come to you and hug you, and she will want to be in your arms. From the beginning, you might feel that it's kind of strange, but this is exactly what you wanted, and she's able to do that because she's feeling protected. So then you've got to understand, okay, so what happens next? It's like, okay, so what should I do with this? Go even farther, just kind of build upon it more and more, because you'll understand that it'll put you in a position to be even more feeling like a man, and it'll make you proud, and it'll make her much more feeling protected, so she'll feel much more happy and fulfilled in your relationship, because you gave her exactly what she wanted. You're stronger than she is, so now she can count on you and she can lean on you. But going back to the subject of this whole video, what about this contempt? What about this kind of negative feeling? You've got to understand that you feel it. It means that maybe you are in this moment. So kind of understand it, that you're there, and change this competitive feeling of you being better that will produce this contempt, and start to see, all right, I got there, so now I can start to serve, because let's say it straight. We don't need manhood if there's no women around. We as guys, when we meet together, we just have a lot of fun. We laugh of everything basically, and we don't need to be more manhood for ourselves. We don't need to be more man to other guys. We don't care. And then this manhood is simply to serve, simply to play this role that she can count on in your relationship. That's how it's supposed to be. And interestingly enough, this discrepancy will be even bigger and bigger, and you'll go much farther towards traditional relationship rather than this partnership when we have like 50-50 responsibility. No. The moment you start to be a guy that she can count on, you'll see that she'll give you much of the responsibilities. And then, okay, how to deal with this then? Because many of us are feeling strange, feeling that I don't really want to play this role that I'm always there serving, and she's coming back to me with things that she can handle herself, but she says, you're so strong, you can do this, can you help me with this? It's like, why would I? Because you've got to understand that many of this situation happens when you watch your game, when you read your book, when you watch your TV show, and she'll come to you, and it's not a problem with that she's coming to you with this. It's a problem that she's coming when you want to be concentrating on the thing that is yours. So the problem is not with manhood, it's not with what she does, not even the frequency that she comes to you, but it's about that she's doing it in the wrong moment. So then try to fix the problem, like tell her, listen, when I'm working, or when I'm reading my book, when I'm watching my game, would that be okay if you'd not come to me every 5 minutes? Because it's like it's disturbing this whole experience, and I can focus just on one thing. Fix these small things, but understand that she's coming to you because she trusts you. Now she feels protected, now she feels great. So use it to your advantage, and then start to observe how this whole dynamic in your relationship will change, and know that this is the gateway to get to really happy, satisfying relationship. Because now you're in a position that you're supposed to be, in a position that you want to be, and she's in a position that she wanted to be, and in a position that she needed, wanted, and wants to be. And she wants to be in this position from now on until the end, whatever that means. So this is what I want you to take from this video. Your contempt, or this feeling that she's weaker, which is built upon you becoming a man that you're supposed to be. It's not a negative thing. You need to understand you got to the point that now this whole thing will change, because you become the man that she wanted you to be. You will see her change in her behavior, in her approach to you, and it's good. So change this contempt, and just stop it and say, all right, so let's play that game. Let me be the best guy she ever dreamed of having. Because contempt is not contempt. It's just a kind of effect of you becoming stronger and better, and someone that she will be able to lean on and hide in your arms. Think about it. Observe your relationship and do something about it, because it's not, don't stay in this contempt, but use this thing to build the relationship that both of you will be satisfied. Because you might be at the beginning of something that you never expected will happen in your relationship. If you like this video, comment, share, like. If you didn't, comment as well. Give me a shout what you think about this thing. Maybe there's something I don't know. Maybe there's something that I never heard of even, and it would be great to learn from you as well. And if there's anything or you want me to record about, give me a shout. I'll be glad to do it for you. That being said, see you tomorrow.